everyone, I'm Chan Yi. Taiwan is my home. It's also the place for us to embrace each other and fight together. Many people in Taiwan is working on start a new business. It's really a difficult lesson. Should they copy others' successful experience or to create their own specialty? In fact, some of the new inhibitors in Taiwan, when they start a new business, they will face the same pressure of father and son. The father's overseas Chinese Indonesia, and when his son started his own business, he wanted to run a cafe, but is there really a lot of cafes in Taipei City? How to make their cafe special if they match some southeast cuisine with the southeast food to run a coordinated cafe? With this work? And during the process of running their business, they recognized the Indonesian hometown flavor again. The name is picked by grandfather. At that time, my grandfather came from Indonesia. He was kind of Chinese. However, after they immigrated to Taiwan, to memorial their arrival to Taiwan, they gave me a birth, and they got married, and so they called me Taishin. It means in Taiwan. When Chen says his name is meaningful because it not only explains his birthplace, but also points out the whole family have a new start and point in Taiwan.
应该水糟就好了。
Chen's family is overseas Chinese in Indonesia. After the whole family moved to Taiwan, his father and grandmother used to run a small diner selling traditional Indonesian food. But born and growing up in Taiwan, Chen has his own idea. He suggested his father, why not they try modify and upgrade the small diner into a special cafe? Because when I was young, I heard about the story about dad and grandma in Indonesia, and I grew up with eating Indonesian food. I have a special connection with Indonesia. It's hard to explain, but this feeling strange, so close. Growing up with Indonesian food, Chen thinks that delicious Indonesian food takes a lot of process to cook it. However, in Taiwan is underestimated. I think Indonesian cuisine could be delicate too, just like Thai food, could be fancy as well. The plating could be beautiful. Indonesian food should be more than a lunchbox. And then Taiwanese don't have a lot of chance to taste, and young people can't approach it. And my father happens to be an overseas Chinese, so I think we could open a formal restaurant with some sense of modern, an element of youth. So we do combine native cafe to let everyone accept it and hope everyone could like this environment. There are cafes everywhere in Taiwan in this competitive field. To find a way out, Chen asks innovation in every detail, but his first challenge of opening the restaurant is to get his father's permission, who is a person who asks for traditional about everything. Pour in 500. Don't pour in this water. Can this be poured in? Wait till it's dry. When will you add the chicken? Not yet. Stir fry when it still smells. Yes. It's different from others. It's a cafe, and selling Indonesian food is a bit strange. At the time, we felt it's weird too. Will people eat it, or will they get used to it? Since his father worried so much, Chen just took his father walk out directly, using the way of investigation to explain the blueprint in his heart carefully. I took him to some cafes in Taipei to walk around and sit down and explain to him that the food, these cafes don't have specialty. Most of them are American style and some simple sandwich and pancakes. Well, we can have some Southeast cuisine and let's run a cafe which is combinative. Making a lot of efforts to persuade his father, finally Chen make this combinative cafe open smoothly. However, desserts and tamales always needed in a cafe. He wants to promote traditional Indonesian cuisine desserts. Like this Indonesian layers cake is exclusive to novelty. When you make it, you need real skills of cooking to control the tips. Press out the air out in each layer. Then you can get the solid cake, or some layers in the middle would fall apart, placing one layer with another on the model of cake, about 20 layers like this, and put it into the oven. The one cake needs to be baked about 3 hours to complete it. Each layer shows Chen's heart. He has to stand by the oven that he could adjust at any time, controlling the quality precisely. However, at the beginning, when he started to learn how to bake from his father with the old oven at home, somehow the taste wasn't right at all. At that time I was learning, my mom taught me we all use the old oven, the traditional and old-styled oven. After we learned it, we know how to control the temperature and the color of cake. We could catch it, and I thought I could taught my children. And my children have difficulty using that oven with his experience. When he taught me, maybe he put his hand and think the temperature is okay. He put in the cake. His own experience will tell himself. But when he taught me, it was not that easy to learn. I need something more technological to set the temperature, to have a certain process. Cooking with personal experience is not Chen style. Pursuing innovation, that he want to make it modernize a new oven which can control the temperature. However, his father insists that with a different oven, there's no way he can make authentic cakes. So I just bought an oven home directly without telling him. I made a layer cake and let him taste it first without telling him that it is made by the own oven. He also thought I baked it pretty well. He said I did learn the skills from at the time. I just told him that I just bought a new oven. The color I baked I was even prettier than before. The color is even yellow and brighter. Gradually he could expect it. My son's oven in the end, it was me that liked to use that oven until now I use that new oven and we got rid of the old one already. No matter the oven is old or new, as long as the father and son are on the same page, they can make the authentic good Indonesian taste. Try the taste again. Although his father said he could let go and let his son to handle, it's inevitable to snag a bit. Come on, more. It's not enough. It's not enough. I'm counting. Give me a few more. He knows how to do it originally, but sometimes because he is forgetful, we have to remind him. When we prepare ingredients, especially something special, the taste went bad. We can't be relieved. I have to stare at him and nag him a bit. No matter how father stares at him, it won't stop Chen's creative ideas. He even had crazy ideas about Indonesian kaba. I think it is very simple, just like eating. I think nowadays is like the young people will like the taste with different levels. It's like American style. So I had this idea with a Subway to replace the hot dog outside and adding some diced side dish. So I used satay instead. It also replaced the ketchup and the yellow mustard with our special satay sauce. At first, Daddy said, satay is barbecue sticks. How come you make it Subway? He said the traditional is just eating kakeb with cucumbers. As a complete action, encounter the old traditional side. Chen's experience told him that in order to let his father recognize his satay Subway, he has to prove it with a real action. In the breakfast time, I made a satay Subway directly. And would you want to try the taste to see if it's okay or not? Then at the Thai, Dad tried once and he thought it's out of his expectation. The first time when he served me with that, I don't even know what's that. He said, Dad, it's a satay with hamburger. I said, okay, it'll be okay, it will work out. Is the beef marinated yet? After marinated it, do not skewer. Massage it and make it soft. Massage it for 15 minutes. The combination of Subway and satay. The concept is approved by the father, however the texture and taste still need to be discussed. Does it have to be 4 in a row? The Subway is so big. No. It can be more? No. No is no. It has to be 4. I say this satay is stuffing. I said if you want to have be the stuffing, you have to keep the taste of the satay in the bread completely. You can't change the taste. It's too light. You need to make the taste stronger. No, it should be traditional. When you bite it, you must taste the satay flavor. That would be right. Anytime Chen is searching for the breakthrough and innovation, but in his heart, there's one dish there's no way to change at all. The taste had been with me since I was young. This is a taste from my memory. It's changed. It's not the spicy beef in my heart. No, it wouldn't be authentic enough. What my grandma makes is traditional, and this taste must be passed on. The spiced beef made by grandma is full of Chen's memory of his childhood. This dish also is his father's favorite. Both father and son insist that this is the heirs of good skills, so this competition of cooking skill could only be judged by grandma. This is like mine. I think it's good. It's the same. The one I made is better, or the one I made by dad? Now both taste delicious. Both of us are taught by you. We are taught by you. Son and grandson spiced beef, although they are slightly different on the taste. To grandma, she eats the taste of happiness. The personalities of father and son seems completely different, but the bond of family bottom their hearts is the most stable rocks which to push them forward. Actually, I can't do many things without him. Ginger, adding it together or smash it into pieces, stir fry it. Oh yes, stir fry it then. At this moment, add potatoes and carrots. I haven't forget something. He would remind me by my side. Remind me a bit so I can complete it. Almost everything I can't do it without him. Yes, he's kind of my idol. I have seen all his hard efforts and seen his performance every day. He would be great. When I'm not here, he could handle the job in the restaurant. He could take good care of the restaurant. And many other things. I'm relieved now. He has satisfied me very much. It should have... the scores I give him is about 90. Born and growing up in Taiwan, Chun carried the feeling of hometown Indonesia of last generation and the expectation of Taiwan between traditional and innovation. He finds the balance with cooking. He also finds a way out in Taiwan which belongs to himself for the whole family. Finding the balance by cooking, there's another example. This is a person from Iran. He met his wife while he was traveling in Taiwan and also met the beef noodle for the first time because it's his first time eating beef noodles. He thinks Taiwanese beef noodles is really tasty. Since he started to specializing when he's doing that, he is able to attend the Taipei Beef Noodle Festival, and the spices from Iran is an attractive specialty. So it is a man that never tasted beef noodle before. Now is a famous chef of beef noodles in Taipei. Come on, beef noodles made by foreigner. Delicious beef noodles, come and taste the beef noodles made by foreigner. The annual Hot Spring Festival of Beito, among the food stands there's a foreign face. What he sells is not foreign cuisine, it's authentic Taiwan beef noodles instead. A person came yesterday. This foreigner, there's no foreigner. He has not seen me yet because he's not shouting and selling. David from Iran speaks good Mandarin. When he was 21 years old, he traveled with his friends in Taiwan and met his present wife. He said he wanted to stay in Taiwan because of the love mostly, but there's another reason, which is his love to food in Taiwan. I had my first beef noodles in Taiwan. I really like beef noodles very much. I don't know why. The feeling is every time I don't know what to eat, I eat beef noodles. Because he likes it, David devoted him badly. In the competitive market of beef noodles in Taiwan, exclusive stocks with Iran spices let him stand out at Taipei Beef Noodles Festival. You need beef. What else? Just a moment. Just beef only. So the beef I have prepared 4 boxes already. 4 boxes are not enough. If I cook another pot, I can't get in time. I can't get on time. I asked my friend to get it from my store. In fact, David's 20 years in Taiwan is not smooth all the time. Near an early year, he sold Persian carpets and colored glasses in Jianguo Flower Market. At that time, the economy was good. He saved some money, and unexpectedly, suddenly typhoon came. All his goods were destroyed in the night. The business was great then. Later, when the first typhoon came, because of the items, my warehouse flooded. At that time, I was still selling Persian carpet. I have 300 pieces of carpets are all flooded. And I lost a lot of money then. A typhoon made him lose $3 million. David has no choice but borrow the money from his brother in hometown. After paying off the debts, he's planned to start it over again, but in his heart, he knows that selling in time in the street is not a long-term plan. In the end, I think it's not my business. I don't like sitting in one place, doing the trade and waiting for guests or customers. I like to be more energetic. Therefore, he transferred his business boldly. He opened a Persian restaurant. At first, it indeed attracted some customers who liked to try something new, but in 2 short years, he faced the difficulty of running his business again. In those 2 years, I just really can't find a suitable assistant. And my idea was I could stand outside because this is a Persian restaurant. People want to see Persian instead of Taiwanese. They want to see a Persian there, but this Persian was too busy in the kitchen managing the whole restaurant. I ran that business 2 years and I lost money again. How much did you lose? $4 million. I lost my money in my business again. I think let it be. I don't want this. I still want to do something I like. Experiencing the flood and damage of his items he sold and the tragedy of his restaurant, once David felt frustrated. Following the blow, he didn't choose to escape. Instead, after taking up a rest for a month, he decided to start all over again with beef noodles. A foreigner wants to challenge Taiwanese authentic beef noodles without a certain level of skills. He won't make it. He chooses the beef shank from America. It tastes chewy and soft. Because of the cost is too high, the profits isn't much. David once wanted to change with other parts of beef, and the customers found out immediately when they tasted. There was one time I used different beef. You have no idea how many customers yelled at me that, "What meat is this?" The former meat tasted better. Some of them really didn't care. For 1 or 2 months, the customers are very picky. Really picky. After I changed the meat pack, they came back again and asked me, "Is this the meat I used before?" I said, "Yes, that's the meat I used before. I just tried to change, and since then I don't dare. Not only the meat, but also the noodles and everything. I don't change anything. Change nothing." Understanding that the customers want to eat something nice, he asked himself to do better. Just a piece of big shank. He has to be carefully with the time when he cooks. This takes about 1 hour, and this piece takes 2 hours. Why? Because it is tendon. It's not easy to get it soft. When he eats this, he feels enjoyable, but with this, he thinks it is hard as stones. At that time, the first week, the customer told me that, "Don't you know how to cook, do you?" I told him that I'm really sorry. "Did it hit you hard?" "Yes, it did. In my heart, I really couldn't. In the night, I couldn't sleep. I want to handle it right away. Let me tell you, my personality, I have to solve it immediately. Otherwise, I can't sleep. I couldn't sleep until I get it done." The next morning, David called and ordered the beef with experimental spirit. He tasted many different parts of beef to see how much time it takes to make the beef soft and chewy. Even if he has to stay in the stove with high temperature for many hours, he never complains. How to say, I'm very good at being tolerant. When I do something with more than 10 hours, there's no problems for me. I will do it because the exercise I did, I was trained before, very tolerant. Because David was a national player of judo. From 14 to 20 years old, he was in a national representative team and got devilish training. Because we need to breathe a lot, making the big movement. Without the proper breathing, you can do nothing. With a raincoat, we were closed in the steaming room for 20 minutes. Then the jumping ropes for 20 minutes. And taking off the raincoat, we were thrown in the cold water. Our bodies got frozen immediately. The training for an athlete affects David deeply. The most important thing is this made him the stubborn attitude towards things. My meaning is, if I do something, I have to complete it. The soul of the beef noodles is about the stock. David says that in fact he never learned about a master as an apprentice. At first he went to a friend's store, watched and observed for 3 days. Later, he searched for himself slowly the best taste of beef noodles. 3 afternoons, I just went home and finished my homework. All the parts I've seen, like a TV, replay it all, and I take some records. 3 days later, I started to make some research by myself. I stewed those stock for full 4 days. Braised one with more process. Generally, people will add all the ingredients at once. But I think in this way, the taste would be brought out, so I insist that stir-fried one item at a time. Iran people likes to eat rice. Basically, they don't eat wheat goods. But this foreigner from Iran made the beef noodles, which is improved by Taiwanese. It's a big challenge. We don't have this kind of things, noodles. No, not at all. All we have are rice products or bread. I've told you that we eat more rice, less soup. We have something dry more like barbecue, fried food, which is dry, not the wet kind. Making beef noodles without specialty troubled David for a long time, until one day he suddenly had an idea using his hometown spices to make his beef noodles different. This is the spices from Persia with 12 different spice mixes. This is the thing I sprinkles on. Of course, I can't call you the portion. Cinnamon, cardamom, and black pepper, and that ginger powder, mixing them all. In Iran, when we stew or barbecue something, we always sprinkle this powder or add this powder. The beef stocking with Persian flavors suddenly become a new spotlight. The customers continuously go on. Even a self-traveler from other countries assigned to taste it. His restaurant became the newest tourist spot in Taipei. His soup is very fresh and aroma. And it's a bit spicy. When you taste it, it has the aftertaste 10 cents. The noodles are very chewy, and this is really a great beef noodles. David devoted himself into the world of beef noodles. Over 10 years past, his fond to beef noodles never decrease at all. As long as he has free time, he will to taste other famous restaurant taste. This is his biggest interest. You could taste different flavors when you walk out, and you would know there are really many kinds of beef noodles, not just stocking in my own restaurant. And taste only one beef noodles. There are many different kinds to taste. The member unions, everyone is somebody. Most of them are master of beef noodles who used to win the award in the past, like the Hoss Chang is the champion winner of Taipei Beef Noodles Festival in 2009. Everyone communicate and learn cook skills from each other. The attitude of not hiding secret led David, who used to fight alone, had the strength to move forward. The most obvious part in the menu in his restaurant with more Taiwanese flavor. For example, I never see him make dumplings. In the process of making dumplings touched me a lot. You see a foreigner and how he could understand the dumpling we have, and now he indeed does a good job. The beef dumpling, I think he used it well because in his country to eat beef mainly, the beef dumplings, he really used it very well. And in Taiwan, I learned one thing. Taiwanese is passionate, very passionate, and this part is really beyond my description. David and this group of beef noodles master have a common dream. They hope in the future they could promote beef noodles to the international stages. Taiwanese says that unity is strength. David has his own unique expression. In our language, it means that I have built a house already, complete house. It's impossible for me to give up this house and go to other place and start over again. Once you start, you never give up. This is David's philosophy, no matter it's beef noodles he loves or the Taiwan he lives more than 20 years. Now I just look different outside from my appearance. Other parts are all the same. I'm getting old in one place. Now growing up, but getting old. I eat exactly the same things like everybody and see the same things. Include my identification card is also the same as everyone's. The only difference is my face. I really think it's fine. It's fine. From liking it to devoting his whole heart, David now has become the master of beef noodles. His life in Taiwan is just like the stock, which is tense and aroma. After time, refunds get better and better. This Iranian has really become a Taiwanese. After we come back, we're going to continue to show you the story about martial arts. How does it make a rebellion American guy who used to hang out in the nightclub to find the sense belongs? Let must tell us the story about this American young guy who studied in college in Taiwan. He used to be rebelling until he heard about there are some masters who could teach martial arts. Therefore, he became the apprentice. He was trained with martial arts in his heart. Now he has entered the entertainment career, but Kung Fu and martial arts are still the important parts of his life. Strong and powerful fists, the steps with strength. The person who is playing this boxing lively is Benji from America. Now I will go back to visit my master. He is living in Tanzi. It's a historic countryside in Taichung. My master is living in this building. Let's go visit him. Hi, master. This is my master. Benji's face is not strange at all, because he has been working actively in the performance art for many years. But few of people knows that he has a passionate heart about martial art. Since he was 8 years old, he has been watching Bruce Lee's Kung Fu movie with his dad and is fascinated with Chinese Kung Fu. Therefore, he attended Taekwondo club. Later, he even found the local martial arts school. To learn all kinds of martial arts from masters, because I have practiced martial arts since I was young, karate or taekwondo. After I graduated from Thai school, I don't want to study anymore. I wanted to practice Kung Fu and come to East. It would be the origin of Kung Fu. That's why I'm here. After we came here, I count all kinds of Kung Fu, like Tai Chi or pushing hands or some traditional stuff. I played them all. After high school graduation, with family supports, Benji came to his dad's hometown, Taiwan, to study in college. After he came here, he found out that prohibition of alcohol is 21 years old in America, and Taiwan is 18 years old. So he hang out with friends with the nightclubs every night, but dad can't stand anymore, just sent him to martial police school in China to train him. Actually, my father lied to me. He said he knows the principle of Shaolin Temple, and my imagination of Shaolin Temple is what like I read in the Trivoli novel. I was full of imagination. I was eager to go, and then I went to a martial police school. I was lied to that school and was sent to the martial police school. They played real in the practice. It was really hard and got bruises every day. Sometimes I was hit and knocked out. I was there for a while because I was quite good at that, because I practiced from I was young until I really got used to be hit. I fight back and was pretty good. Staying in the martial art police school for 1 year, Benji came back to Taiwan again, but the first thing he did was not going back to school. He asked the masters to take me as an apprentice instead. One of my friends told me that he knows a pastor who is very scary. He says it's at the level, like the Chilivari level. I don't really believe him because I've practiced since I was young. I think all the coaches and masters I met are all the same. They are great and very good at punching. But if you're talking about the skill which is good as the Chilivari novel, I've never seen before how great it could be. So he just made some arrangement to visit the master. That time, I really know what a real master is. Punch hard. Punch like this. Try this way. More power. Skill like the gold bell shield or iron fields, iron grave palms. I heard about these skills, but I never seen it before. And he really knows about those skills. The wall that I practiced before was broke by the master. Did you see the hole there? When we practice with the walls instead of sandbags, the sound back. The master will make loud sounds. Just punch it. You have to remember your hands should be like this. See? He is smart. He will ask another question naturally. He is not fake at all. He is natural. You ask him A, and later he could talk about B. Although Benji is crazy about practicing martial arts, he is still too young to resist the temptation of his friends. When he met me, my social life was active at night. I was a night owl. I got up about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I went out to have some tea. I indeed late, and I started drinking till morning. Sometimes I practice the skill. At that time, until the day breaks, I went to the park to practice the skills. Elders in the park would say, "Wow, really serious about it. You got up at 7 o'clock and practiced with us." We never saw other young people like you. In fact, he didn't know that I stayed up till 7 o'clock went to practice. He hung out with some small gangsters, big gangsters, ladies from KTV. Later, he told me that, "Master, I want to go back to KTV." I told him, said, "No, let's practice the martial arts." If I didn't meet him, he would go to some of the bad gangsters. He would be hit to death or go to jail. Master, come and practice the skills with Master. Today, we're going to practice front kicking and leg whip. Feet are broken. Come. The fist should be like this. Ever since I practiced with Master, I never got a fight outside. Before that, I fight with people a lot. After this, I don't do it anymore. I think probably because of my mind. It's practice to some certain level. Practice the mind when you practice martial arts. Master Atix not only trains Banji's body, but he also cares about his character and future. At that time, when he went to nightclubs a lot, sometimes to find friends, maybe his friends in the nightclubs will tempt him not to practice the skills anymore. He practiced so good, but he still hang out with them. I told him that you should graduate from school and walk in the right path. The right path is in America. With the master's insist, Benji went back to America and studied for 2 years. In 2006, after he got college diploma, he came back to Taiwan again after his father's introduction. He started his career in performing arts. Let me take you to my home in Taipei. I live with 2 roommates. Come on in. Here's the living room. This is my newest Christmas present. Take a look. Nice. Because there was a period of time, I got some outdoor scenes and hosted some tourist programs, some science shows. I was also a role of the local dramas. I tried 5 episodes. I really can't do it. They just wrote me die, and the role I played was dead. Then they arranged me to host the entertainment show. I'm the Devil King. I am the ABC Devil King. At that time, we went to a lot of grounds before the temples. We compete with audience to get the prize, but that income was not enough to support a living. If I played in the drama still, I could still handle it, but just relying on 1 show a week, I really can't make a living. Benji's performing arts career, at first he was just small role. It's impossible for him to live in that. Fortunately, he has a 180 cm height. He has changed to develop the career modeling. Also, he got the chance to play in the dramas instead. He became the idol group. But nothing lasts forever. The group was set up for 2 years, and they were forced to dismiss. The business and Benji and his brother got together didn't go well either. He was in a difficult situation suddenly. I was a model. I saved probably about over $1 million. I played in an idol drama. As for the idol group, I didn't really get money from that. All I depended on the money I earned from modeling to pass on those days. After those days, we still dismissed at that period of time. I only ate noodles and some olive oil and some vinegar. If I had some extra money, I'll add an egg. And that year, I only earned $160,000. Yes, $160,000, and I live in Taipei without a job. Genji spent his $1 million savings and had a very unstable life, but also in the same year, he joined the Ping Fong acting troupe and to change his life. At that time, my thought was, I'm not still very good at acting, so I tried playing in the drama. Because of that, I knew about Ping Fong acting troupe. Huang is the master Kuo Shou's excellent apprentice. His first drama play, he opened an audition. After the audition, I got the first lead act. That show was played 196 times. Because of that, I kind of got the skills of acting. The drama play trained Banji's foundation of acting skills and let him stand firm in the industry of performing arts. Last year, he played in a movie and also got the Golden Bell Award of Best Host of Juneville Seoul. Looking back on the road he went through, no matter it was rough or smooth, besides Kung Fu, there are some friends who will take care of him when he comes to Taiwan. Hello, here I am. I'm hungry. It has been a long time. I'm hungry and starving. Let's have a meal together, shall we? Sure. You are the right person to play in this movie. Really. It's like the genre, like detective or crime series, because the money is spent on, for example, transportation or the good I have in Taipei, and I think the price of the food and everything is high. It is hard for me to accustom to it, so every time when I go back to Taichung, my friends will save money for me. No matter for the accommodation or the food, I really appreciate it for them because they are very supportive. Actually, when he is going to enter this industry, the performance art, I have told him that if you have any difficulties, please let me know directly. I'll try my best to help you. Maybe from the outsider's eyes, Benji moves all the time, but to him, every journey is a happiness. I move very often. I will live the place around the outdoor shooting or the overseas work or something else. Actually, I'll get used to wandering. I live in my master's house, my other friend's house, and my home. And when I'm in Taipei, I live in the other junior brother's house. We don't have a fixed home. For me, it's not a really bad thing. Most of the time, I stay at others' house when I'm in Taiwan. You could say Taiwan is my home. Benji says that because of Kung Fu, he didn't go on the wrong way. Unfortunately, he came to Taiwan and let him find the belonging like the home here. Usually, there are many reasons for new inhibitors choosing to stay in Taiwan. Some of them probably for love and some of them for their goals. Next, we're going to show you the story about this half Taiwanese and half Japanese lady. Originally, the Japanese company she worked for hoped to dispatch her back to Japan, but in the end, she's decided to stay, and the reason why she stays is because of the dog she keeps. And this dog not only let her stay in Taiwan, but also let her open a pet salon store for it. Its mouth is really smelly. If you brush its teeth, the problem of the bad teeth would be improved. Yes, it's easy to control. But after you brush its teeth, you have to maintain it. No, it's still smelly. Yes. Some master will think they only have to brush their teeth once, but after 3 months, it will start to get smelly. Checking on pet status carefully, Yuko Tsuchiyama, half Taiwanese and half Japanese, is full of love and patience to the pets. She says that because she grew up with the companies of animals. When I was little, my first pet is the little rabbit. At that time I was 3. I kept it for 2 years. Since I was young, my parents had business too good. The financial environment was not too good, so my parents worked hard and they thought maybe some dogs or cats could accompany me. But at that time, dogs are very expensive. If it's not able to do it, we'll just leave it alone, right? Please don't worry, we won't do anything, don't worry about it. Explaining the procedures carefully, she makes every customer who come to her store to set her minds to rest to give their baby pets. Yuko would start to run this pet salon all because of this French bulldog, Little Butter, and all her life changed completely. Does it taste good, Little Butter? Does it taste good? Originally, I worked in a Japanese company. That Japanese company planned to open a branch in Taiwan, so they asked me whether I could come to Taiwan or not. And I think, sure, let's get it a try. After I came here, without too much thinking, I just worked in Taiwan. But after working for 4 years, I like Taiwan a lot. But the Japanese company, was going back to Japan, they asked me whether I want to go back with them together. I told them that I'm sorry, boss, I kept a dog. And my dog probably would die if he takes the plane because of the reason I will regret. So I wanted. I said I'm sorry. I have to quit this job. I just quit it, and I started my own business. Speaking of starting the business, there are thousands of things to do. Yuko thought about that every time she took Little Butter to the salon, she always couldn't relieve, and she thought she could do it herself. Wills, puppies in Taiwan, their teeth are not brushed often. Like in Japan, we take bath for them and we will definitely brush their teeth. I found my Little Butter. I like him a lot, but his teeth, his breath is very smelly. So I just discussed with the vet or the staff from salon. They told me that let's do him an anesthesia teeth cleaning, but anesthesia teeth cleaning has risk. Maybe there's something that happened to him, or I don't know what else would happen. Should I take this risk or to brush his teeth? Everything Yuko does, she always takes Little Butter's health as first priority. Therefore, she imported from Japan a kind of technique without anesthesia using the natural minor, a technology to clean pets' teeth. And she hopes to promote the concept of brushing teeth, test teeth. When you brush their teeth from their little brush and brush, they'll get used to it. So I hope everyone's puppies in Taiwan has the habit of brushing teeth, and this does them good and also does we good. But why? See our puppies, how cute they are. When they see they have a smelly bath, you will keep away from them. Let pets and their owner have zero distance or get alone. Like Yuko's relationship in Taiwan, she was born in Taichung and she graduated from junior high school and she returned to Japan for studying. After she come back to Taiwan ago, the difference of lifestyles between Taiwan and Japan made her adjust many things. For example, when I just came to Taiwan, there are some unpleasant experiences. Although I can speak Mandarin and there are some inner thoughts, I could still speak in Japanese. And I will find Yuko to talk about something, the employees of Taiwan. The most difference, I think, is Japanese people will have their breakfast at home before they leave. But Taiwanese habits is getting up in the morning and buying breakfast outside and bringing it to eat in the office. I think this is a big difference. The first time I saw, I was a bit shocked, bringing the breakfast and eating in the office. But later I just realized that the breakfast in Taiwan's breakfast shop is really delicious and very cheap. Experiencing Taiwan in person, Yuko also wants to introduce the pet-friendly environment to Taiwan. Wait a moment, please. I will communicate with the beautician to see how her schedule goes, okay? Please wait for a moment. Wait for a moment. Sure. Is that okay? I understand that. We have many Japanese customers to come here. It's easier to communicate. And also they think going to other shops, for instance, they want to cut it round or square, but because of the language barrier, there are often some misunderstanding. In her pet salon, there are only beauticians who studied in Japan. They are the first-line staffs to provide professional service for puppies. In Taiwan, there are probably some beauticians to serve one puppy. In Japan, they go like one by one. In one period of time, just one dog with their services, one staff to one dogs. They are more careful to get one more time to provide the service to dog. It's more thoughtful. Yes, I think it's better. That's great, Eva. Just one more second. I stayed in Japan for 5 to 6 years. At first, I did translation. Later, I changed to learn pet salon. After studying for 2 years, I graduated from school and worked there for 2 years. Then I came back here. Thanks, I admire Yuko. I think she's really amazing. She was able to bring the technique in Japan to Taiwan. Because at first I learned this in Japan and I thought this is the thing I want to do. But I couldn't. I don't have fun, and here it kind of make me my dream come true. Otherwise, I couldn't think of other places or other pet shops in Taiwan. Probably couldn't let me bring the whole set from Japan to Taiwan. It's carbonated spring. Because it's winter and very cold, the blood circulation is not very good. And using this machine I imported from Japan, there's carbonated inside, and there are other secret ingredients that makes this pad circulation better. In their school, they treat everything with care. It's a gentle feeling. It's safe for puppies to let their dads and moms and see it. They will feel at ease. That is why I hired somebody from Japan to treat puppies as their family. Yuko and her partners work together to create a comfortable place. It is affirmed by fellows from Japan and Taiwan. Have him done the asthmatic teeth scaling before? No. Well, no, just let's check his teeth. Because they will use the method to protect his teeth, we will feel at ease they don't use anesthesia. And the health of the dog's teeth, it makes him live longer. They could communicate with Japanese. Yuko likes animals since she was little. She badly says that everything she does right now is all for puppies. She even cares about their aging or the time they have paralyzed, and so there's a professional way to take care of them. So she especially goes to learn the massage for pets. There are lots of dogs unable to walk with their back legs, cysts, paralyzed, and if it's sent to hospital to get the treatment, they still can't walk. If they are unable to walk with back legs, or the strength will fall on the front legs, right? So the front legs are very hard. You have to ease it for it, or else they would can't walk with back legs, only with front legs. And all the muscles and the nerves are tired. So we should ease it for him. Both sides of the vertebral, there are acupuncture points, so you could help them by circle to ease their pressure. Yuko is full of positive energy. At first, she changed her life direction for her beloved puppy Little Butter, but she keeps doing that. She is creating a better environment for the puppies in Taiwan. I think I could just, for example, a few dogs a month. We went to the place where stray dogs stay to see the teeth, and some puppies can't get anesthesia or they're too old to get anesthesia. So those dogs, we could go and brush the teeth for them, for the newborn puppies. If it's already adopted by someone, we could teach them to keep the habit from the time puppy's little, then they don't have to do the anesthesia or worry about other things. I think we could do something for the pets in Taiwan. What's the reason you like about Taiwan? No matter you are a new visitor or not, no matter what the reason is, Taiwan is the place to let people fulfill their ideas. Taiwan is my home. See you next week.